Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about the difference between an aesthetic body and a good frame. Now, what I mean in this video is not to... I think you should strive for both, right? But I think it's very tempting when you get into fitness, especially bodybuilding, to just focus on very just purely aesthetic things, like your biceps, your chest, your abs, and that stuff is very, very important. And I'll just close this door. I'm not saying that you don't need to focus on that stuff, but I want to put a case for what I think is just the case for exercising your body in a very holistic way, where you focus on everything, and that is because if you really, the kind of less sexy stuff like your back, your legs, yeah, I guess that's it. But these sort of muscle groups, they're not seen as particularly so aesthetic. But what I think they do give you is just a much better frame, which is enormously important. What do I mean by frame? Well, I think you just carry yourself better if you exercise these muscle groups like legs and back. And that was part of why people have bad posture, is because I can't remember what it's called, is it the upper traps, but like the sort of muscle here on the back is just never been exercised before. And when people start exercising this, they just suddenly sit up straighter. That's huge, that's huge. And I talk a lot about looks maxing on this channel. And one of the things I always think is that, yes, focus on aesthetics of a good body, but I think something to focus on as much equally is your frame and your posture, because I think it speaks wonders if you can sit up straight. So that's something to bear in mind. And I'm going to tell you a story. So it's funny, like people often say, people often notice that I've been going to the gym. They often ask that, like, oh, have you been going to the gym recently? And it often confuses me slightly because I don't think I'm massively muscular. Like, I don't think I would really notice it in myself. Like, maybe I've put a bit more muscle on my chest and on my arms and stuff, but it's not enormous. I think it's a slow game, so that's not a problem for me. But I think the reason that people notice that is because because I have a better frame. I stand up straighter, and I said this before in another video about doing leg day. Like, there's just something about having really firm legs that just makes your stance so much more powerful. And I think that's the thing that people really start to notice. And I think it's really good. I think it's really good. And what I'm getting at is you kind of get rewarded in a different way for doing these other muscle groups like your back and your legs. It's not aesthetic in the same way, but it's aesthetic in a different way, in that your stance is much better, and that goes a long way for people. And it's more subtle, but I think it's almost as noticeable. So that's the difference between the two sort of targets for aesthetic exercise in how I see it. And yeah, thanks for watching guys, I'll see you in the next video.